So here's my day 16 and day 17 update for Project Farmhouse. It's like 4:30 on day 17. I'm cutting stringers for the basement steps. So I fit that one over there, made sure I was good to go. And then I brought it back out here to cut these two, but long day, I'll finish it off tomorrow. My acid neutralizer came in, that's what that is, so I can neutralize the water inside the house. But inside the house, everything's cleaned out of the first floor. I think I showed that on day 15. And then they gutted the bathrooms for me. And then we started to clean out the basement while I was working on the steps. That's all cardboard to be recycled. A lot of the stuff that was in the boxes is trash. Found a ton of mice in the basement. I'll probably take this again tomorrow just to get rid of it. This is again the upstairs bathroom and a bunch of stuff from the basement. So we're making, electronics recycling and metal piles. We ripped up the floor in the laundry room. That counts as a half bath. But yeah, I'll show you. So we took the linoleum floor up. Luckily, they didn't glue it in. So when they built this modular home, they did the floor first, and the vinyl flooring was stuck underneath the drywall. So it made it easy to rip the vinyl flooring out, except for the fact that we had to cut it. But so now that this is emptied out, we'll fix that. That was a leak in the roof. We cut it back straight. We'll get the insulation fixed. We'll clean that up. I'm gonna put a recess light there. I'm gonna put a recess light there, and I'm gonna turn that into a junction box and just put a cover over it, and we'll spackle it. This is getting all gutted. All the copper's coming out. That copper's coming out. I'll probably put the PEX in the wall and stub it out. So same thing over here. I'll probably put the PEX in the wall and stub it out. PEX in the wall and stub it out. All I gotta do is cut the drywall, get the PEX in the wall, and just have the PEX sticking out, and then these guys can start finishing the bathrooms again for me. We'll work on getting the drywall nice and straight, get everything primed, and then I'm gonna tile this. I'm gonna order some tile for here. They're gonna paint all the moldings. We're not gonna do the windows yet, but we're gonna do all the floor moldings and the doors, interior doors. We'll get them, they can paint that stuff, things like that. But I gotta try to get ahead of them. I gotta get the plumbing done. But yeah, this room will be tiled, find some kind of nice neutral paint color to put down, and then again, this will be back to a half bath. It's gonna look great. We're not really touching the kitchen yet. We're gonna try to get the bathrooms up and running first. Didn't do anything with the dining room. So here's the other bathroom. So so this was a one-piece shower. They ripped out the header, the soffit that was up there. And then I don't like this. I don't like how they did the plumbing. That's gonna have to go. I gotta cut this out to put those plumbing pipes. I probably will stub them out in the wall, and while I'm doing it, I'm gonna cut that plumbing down in the basement and put this plumbing line here. But that also means the vent stack is gonna have to be rerouted. So I'm hoping I can reroute it up here, and then I'll cut a piece of drywall out. This will be inside the knee wall area. So I'll just get up on a ladder, and I'll work these back together, and then that'll allow me to move this wall. I need to move this wall just a couple of inches. And I don't know how you would put a vanity back in there. so with this pipe cut like this, how would I fit a vanity in there? I'd have to cut that out. I guess if I tried to put it in at an angle, but then you still got the pipes coming up from the, from the thing. So my best guess is, the vanity came installed with the modular home, and then they installed the shower. And then, but they put the plumbing in this wall and just said, oh, we'll just drill a hole through the vanity on the side and run it this way. But it's sloped the wrong way. Right now it's sloped down. It should be sloped up like this. It's sloped down. So it's not draining properly. So anyway, redo. So again, so this is going to be a curbless, we'll build the curb and we're going to build a shower, and we'll put a little, like a 12-inch bench on the back wall. So we got an extra 6 inches. This is a 66-inch space roughly, because they had furred that out with 2x6s. So I'll be able to make this a nice shower. So you'll still have like 54 inches of shower space with a, let's say a 12-inch, seat on the back. And we'll do floor to ceiling tile, and it'll look good. And we'll put another light right there. We'll put a light right there so that the shower is nice and bright when you get in there. So when you turn this light on, you'll have another light right there as well. And then this other one is just the fan. So that's probably the only light fixture I'll keep. That fan and that light actually look half decent. And then I was actually thinking maybe I would just do a recessed light right there as well, and not even do that. Just get rid of it. Maybe that would look cleaner. So, but you can see we saved the medicine cabinet. All right, let's go upstairs and take a look. I actually have not seen the upstairs. So they gutted it today, and I want to take a look at it. Unplug the heater. You can see nothing much has changed here. The living room is, we just started putting stuff in the living room, like drywall that I bought. But yeah, let's go up here and take a look. Oh, I turned the light off. I thought I turned it on. So again, this had one of those, I hate how you have to walk in here to turn on the light. So I wish I could put the light switch here, but I'd have to open up, change the door to open up different way. I don't know if it'll work, but so this will be a tub. We're gonna put this back to a tub, and then they didn't get rid of the soffit, so this has got to go, because we're just gonna go right up to there and drywall this. But I got to redo all the plumbing. So it's interesting how they ran that plumbing through the wall right here. See it? They ran that one through the wall, but then these two, oh, that's for the toilet. So they ran it through the subfloor, but they ran it into, again, the knee wall area. So they ran it to the shower, then they split it off and brought it back for the toilet. But then it broke on the guy, and he kept on retrofitting it, and then he made these valves up so that he could drain it in the wintertime. Well, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get rid of all that. We're gonna have to rip up this subfloor right here. So, and then interesting, they came through the wall there. Again, that was the easy way for them to run the plumbing in the fucking knee wall area, which is not insulated. And again, that's fine for the drain, but not for that copper. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna gut this part right here, and we're gonna go through the wall in the hallway down into the basement, and then we'll tee it off here, and we'll run the lines over to here. We'll tee it off, the cold water off again here to go to the toilet, And then we'll bring the hot and cold over here up for the shower controls. So we're going to take apart this floor right here. We're going to take this up so that I can run my plumbing. And then this, we're going to cut all this out and we'll fix the drywall and we'll prime it. And then again, we're ordering tile. And that's interesting. There's a light switch here on the side instead of putting it here. But again, we saved the vanity. Nothing wrong with it. Might just paint it white. Probably get rid of that. We took the closet doors off just to make it easy, but it looks like the floor came up great in here. So this will be tiled. This whole room will get tiled, and you know, this should be pretty cool. So we're gonna fix all these plumbing issues. Do you like this Sprite that was used behind the drywall? That's interesting, the way he patched that. So he cardboarded it instead of drywall in it. So, and then the other thing the guys did was the basement. So let's go take a peek. Oh, this video is at 11 minutes already. Better hurry up, right, Kevin? So, there's probably a lot of dust down here. You can smell it still. But they made a huge dent here. This is all opened up now. There's water on the ground just because they were pulling stuff out of here that was soaking wet. But yeah, made a dent. Those are all VHS tapes. So it's crazy how there's just a ton of V8. These are all VHS movies. Back to the Future, VHS tapes, VHS tapes, VHS tapes. So that looks like maybe a crock pot inside of a insulated bag. Yeah, it's a crock pot inside of an insulated bag. My wife will be keeping that if I show her. So then this is what I did today. I put this one board on the floor, and then I put a header board up there, and then I dry fitted my one stringer. They had the stringer mounted to the wall. I'm not going to do that. My stringer is going to be off the wall a few inches, but they did not use pressure treated. Obviously, I'm going to use pressure treated. I put a piece of ice and water shield on the underside of that 2x10 and on the back side of that header, just to make sure the pressure treated wood didn't absorb, you know, any water if possible, right? To try to make it last as long as it can. But this way, my stringer should never rot out. If anything rots out, it'll just be this 2x10 and that header. And you could just take everything apart. You could replace the header. You could replace this board down here. And then you could slap the stringers back on, put the stair, you know, tread back down, and you'd be back in business, you know. So I'm hoping, you know, with the way I'm engineering it, it will last. Even if it doesn't last, you know, forever, it'll be easy to repair in the future. So, you know, sometimes these things get rot out over time and there's nothing you can do about it, right? Even pressure treated wood will rot out. So the other option was to pour concrete, and I think it'll be fine with pressure treated. So like I said, they did not use pressure treated to build those steps. And they put it right up against the concrete, and it was absorbing all the water from the moisture from the outside So anyway, I will make sure that this is done properly so that it should last a lot longer than what they did. And then we'll replace the Bilco doors eventually. I bought new Bilco doors. But yeah, these guys are rooting through all this crap. There's just so much junk down here. It's not even funny. And again, all this plumbing's got to be redone. So it'll be good to be able to walk down here and not be tripping over everything. All right, there's another update, day 16 and day 17 for Project Farmhouse.